What's up, everyone? This is Minnie, and today I'm coming at you with a replay review of my game in Chkalov in Silver Ranked. Quite a fun game we had there. A lot of work we put in here and had a really strong game. So, immediately looking off at what we got here, Tier 8 CVs, of course. We've got an Iowa Line Musashi, which I find much stronger than Marlboro Palmer and Baji. Advantage there. ZF6 can battle Kitakazi to a standstill. Benham is really good for Torps, but the Fletcher with the guns can be a problem, so it becomes a little bit iffier there. So my thoughts immediately in the game are going to be to look and find what's at C and where the team is, because I know my team's going to spot at A, so I'm going to go towards C, see who's going weak side, see if I can put some damage on him. And I have the Torps out because with the amount of battleships, I'm looking for battleships early on here to just smash. And because I know in a Chkalov, I can absolutely carry the game. So we're going to continue to just watch the mini-map. And we're going to get over to C. So our Benham is going to get hit by the Kaga, which is the downside of me going this way. The Benham is in a position where the Kaga has free runs on him because there's nothing there. But, as we are about to discover, they're a little bit slow to see. It's the Kitakaze, which tells me it's probably the Fletcher at A. And I have a juicy-looking Kaga that has not backed up, with the Musashi and Iowa having the range. So my immediate focus is going to switch over here to the Kaga to try to smack him. Because with Musashi having 26.5 kilometer range, as long as he's close enough, those shots can come out and he will be an unhappy Kaga. Plus the fact that with only 54,000 health, if I hit over 20k, I'm doing over a third of his health already. So we're going to loiter here. We see the shots don't hit the Baji, or don't hit the Kaga, they hit the Baji. So we're going to drop the fighter to keep the Kaga spotted, and we're going to burn speed in on a run here, because we want to make sure we get as many of these torpedoes off. And my reticle isn't shrinking as much, but it was much more shrunk here as I was dropping there. I don't know why it's showing it so wide, but it wasn't. And so we're going to go out and we're going to take another set of Torps because the Chkalov is good, and I know that's going to be a 20,000 damage hit. And as we see, we hit 6 and we end up with 24,000. So now I'm in full-fledged kill the Kaga mode because I absolutely want to get him off the field, because if he goes off the field early, this game has already been won, no matter what they do, because they just don't have the ship comp to beat it when I can rain down on their battleships unabated. So we're going to push back in. We're going to see Kaga's at 25,000. He was spotted briefly. We're going to push back in to get him down. And we see that all of our battleships are doing a strong job of just firing at him. Lion, Musashi, Iowa. And we really appreciate this. So we're going to drop the spotter just in case we don't kill. And we're going to set up the lineup here to try to kill the Kaga. 17,000. I know that if I land my shot right, I can do it. So we're going to burn the speed boost here to break through the AA and any fighter that the Kaga might drop and try to kill him. Once again, my reticle was closing a lot more in game. I think this is a replay bug, but we drop there, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a dead Kaga 3.5 minutes into the game, which at this point, I already know we've won the game, as I said, because they just don't have these ships to counter it. So now, my focus is changing over to dealing with the battleships. And so I'm going to look first at that Baji, because the Baji is by himself. The Kitakazi doesn't have the guns necessary, and with a ZF6 there that can outgun or at least trade a Kitakazi, I'm going to focus on getting their damage dealers off the field, as well as trying to deny the Kaga's remaining planes. Unfortunately, Kaga turned, so we're not going to drop the fighters as much as I should have, but we'll speed up here and look, and we're going to go in and we're going to work that Baji. So I see the Baji's already on fire, which means that with my skip bombers, I'm going to not be setting fires, most likely, but I'm hopefully going to either force out the DCP for when I come back, or just chunk him majorly in general. So we're going to line up the drop here, come in right on the edge of that island, and we're going to line it up for the second line, and we're going to lead it a little bit. We want to hit high because of his armor, to make sure we're in a good spot, and we get 4 hits and a fire. So we're at 49,000 damage and climbing 5 minutes into the game. And then torpedoes are back, so we're going to take those torpedoes out. And I mean, you can see I still have a full set of torpedo bundles at home with this one out. So we're just going to focus on laying the Baji and putting him at the bottom of the ocean. And I'm looking at this game and I'm saying, okay, A's been secured for the moment. Our Benham's hurt, our Iowa is getting hurt, but I want to force this side off so our Musashi can continue to do work in mid. We see the Baji, he DCP'd, we know, and he's sitting there. So we want to line up, we want to drop the torps and hopefully get the perma flood on him. So we're going to take the wide angle, and then we're going to swing in here, and we're going to go hard because we want to make sure that we get as many torps on him as possible. You'll also note that I have moved my Chkalov up, and he's sitting on the island so I can get stuff out quicker. Now we're going to switch over and juggle our fighters, or our planes. So we're going to go over to our regular bombers. We're going to watch that set in, and that set's going to hit 4 on the Baji. Unfortunately, no flood, which is annoying because that was the one thing I really wanted. But we've also seen the Kitakazi, and now we see the Fletcher, so we know where everything is. Their Marlboro goes down to the Musashi, so we're up 2-0, and we are just cruising. We're gonna fly straight over the island, play the dodge game on his A as much as possible, run out of speed boost, but we're gonna line it up. So we do lose the Iowa, but we're still in a strong spot. Set up the lineup on the drop. We're gonna lose a plane, but we set the drop up. A little bit of a rougher drop than I wanted because we only get 1 pen and 3 non-pens and still no fire. But we'll cycle back onto the torps because we just have the torps. And with our torps not even back yet, we are in such a strong position here on this Baji. 67,000 damage, 6.5 minutes into the game. Still working the Baji. One thing I will say as a negative to this is I focused the Baji well, but I got a little target focus when I should have been keeping an eye out for the Kita and the Fletcher because our team was going to kill that Baji regardless with these torps coming in, plus the fact that there's a Musashi pushing him. So between the torps hitting him and chunking him, my torps, the Musashi, I knew he was dead, so I should have been looking for something else. Now we're going to switch over to the regular bombers again because I want to make sure that I'm going to kill. And I did forget that actually I detonated the Baji, which is really bad luck on his part. But we've got 2 kills and 86,000 damage. And now we're going to look over here for where we think the Kita is, or to deny the Pommern if he goes into that cap. Our Lion still has good health, however, I see those torps coming in, and I'm worried about him surviving for long. And as we can see, he takes that set of torps, he's down to 10k, and he's going to be dying. Another mistake I make here, I have all of this in front of me. I should be moving up to mid so that I can be launching fighters quicker across the map to get here to the Pommern, especially with the Lion dying. So now I've got a Pommern that's going to be trying to cap A. So my focus switches from the Fletcher to denying the Pommern the cap. So we're going to get this run off before he gets into the cap. Line up, get a nice side angle. Drop there, get some hits. And there's no fire, which is annoying. But then we're going to wheel back out on the torps. I didn't use skip bombers as much as I probably could of this game. But when you have torp planes aren't dying, there's no reason to really switch. Kitakaze's spotted, but our ZF6 is putting good damage on him as I watch out of the corner of my eye and as I watch our health chunks. So I say I'm okay, because I figured the ZF6 at worst is going to trade if he doesn't win it outright. And he gets the kill there, so we're up 4-2. They're taking A, so we got to get in and we got to play denial quickly. And so we got the lineup. We're going to set the lineup. And I've got a full tight spread here from watching the game, I know, so I don't know why it's still showing widespread. But now I've got to sprint and get stuff off as quick as possible because I want to make sure he doesn't get the cap. We're going to get the double defense. I was hoping for more defense, but I got 2 and I got the flood. So I've got him ticking out, and we tick over 100k with 9 minutes to go in the game. And then we're just going to keep working him down. So we're going to bring in these. We're going to look to make sure that this Pommern doesn't get the one. That was a poor drop from me because I saw that he was turning, and I did not set up that drop to hit where it needed to deny him both the cap and to deny him on the turn. So you're going to see here, he completely dodges my torps. It was a really poor drop that, frankly, cost me a fair amount of damage. But he's healing. We bring back in the dive bombers, and we're going to speed boost, play dodge on the AA, come in, and our team's just crossing over the map. Our ZF6 is low, our Musashi's still healthy, but we're in a golden spot. So, get the 4 hits and the fire, and then back, of course, ladies and gentlemen, to torpedoes again. Got 119k and he's DCP'd, so now my goal is to torp him and just end him. Because with 26,000 health, as well as ships that are going to be hitting him, and the fact that he's DCP'd, I'm pretty sure I can get it. Now, this was a minor mistake here, because when I moved, the Pommern had angle, so if he had shot at me, I could have gotten dev struck with 12 Pommern guns shooting at me in a Chkalov. But I've got him perfectly dead to right, so we drop the line. He's already been knocked down to 14k, so it's not going to be as strong a drop as I'd like. But we'll swing back over to look at him. You'll see that we hit the Torps, 133,000, 3 kills, first blood. Still not a high caliber, which was really upsetting to me. And now we're going to look for the Fletcher because I know I'm detected, so I have an idea where he's going to be. And we're getting the RPF pings, which is beautiful. So we're going to go up here and we're going to look to the north. Drop that to try to spot him. There he is. And we're going to drop on him here and hope to hit him. I drop, and I'm not the happiest with my drops. I still hit 3, which did get me the high caliber, even though I thought that was a poor drop. And 140,000 damage. And so, ladies and gentlemen, our final stats, 139,249 damage, first blood, high caliber, and 3 kills out of 5 for the team. Hope you enjoyed that replay review and game. Let me know your thoughts on how I played it. That's CV Snipe at the beginning, my target choices, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to help me keep making great content. This is Minnie, signing off.